Good morning, everybody. It's Robert Firestone again here in a flyover state. 10:21 a.m. 1/14/2019. This message is for Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Okay. Also, this message should go out to all the ones that has Democratic logic. Okay. Let's look at the wall. Nancy claims it's immoral. Okay. It don't work. Okay. First thing, Nancy, is the immorality, I guess if I'm saying this correctly. Remember, I'm in a flyover state, and forgive my in and out again. I'm still, like I said, I'm gonna give me another camera. But anyway, you might want to do some history research in your Bible that you got tucked under your ass cheek that you hardly ever touch. Okay, there's many stories in the Bible about walls. Remember Jericho, the three gates of Solomon. It goes on and on and on. Every historical record out there showed any kind of significance to any kind of population living in a town or a city in the biblical times or anywhere in the world. Okay, queens and kings and castles. Look at the Pope. Look at his friggin' walls, 30 foot tall. I think some of them base measures out 15, 20 foot thick. And the biggest surprise of all, I'm going to give you some statistics, Nancy. The things that y'all love to throw in people's face. And I went and found it on Google Gestapo, your favorite frickin' search engine. Okay? Let's start with this one. The U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics for jails. 2,220,300. Okay, that's how many people are being contained as we speak in prisons behind walls. They don't work. Okay, here's you another statistic, dumbass. Okay, in the last 5 years span between 2009 to 2013, only one inmate escaped. They don't work, do they, Nancy? Okay. Worldwide, there's 10.35 or 10.35 million people incarcerated worldwide. Behind walls, Nancy, Chuck. This is getting old. This retarded way of thinking, this retarded way of logic. I know the main thing for you and Chuck is somewhere along the line, some part of that wall that's still open is y'all's meal ticket, so to speak. One way or another, it always rolls downhill about money. Follow the money, you'll find the idiot, okay? But when you got this woman, Nancy Pelosi, it's already been proven by several people because there's some people got a hold of some people and done their own research to find out how much medication was being pumped into the White House. One of the big medications that's being pumped into the White House is Alzheimer's medicine. I believe Miss Nancy probably takes quite a bit of it. How in the hell that she's actually keeping a job in our government and not having the brain to even functionally half the time even know who the president of the United States is when she's at war with him on a day-to-day basis is beyond me. But main thing is, here's some things, Nancy and Chuck, that you don't use. It's called common sense. Walls do work. Our forefathers used them. Ancient people used them. Okay? I believe by now, out of the thousands of years of walls being built, I believe by now somebody would have figured it out that it didn't work. But hey, Nancy, it did work. Hey, Chuck, it does work. You dumbasses. I can't look at y'all people seriously anymore. Y'all remind me of people that I had to deal with on job sites that was more highly educated than I. They carried around all these documentations telling me how smart they freaking were. But if you handed them a hammer and nail, they'd beat their fingers off. Or if you handed them a pipe wrench, they'd bust themselves in the head. Okay? Everything theory, never a principle of using anything other than their so-called brain. Well, Nancy, your brain's fried. Chuck, yours is too. And like I said, somewhere along that long stretch of open border is y'all's meal ticket. I understand this. And the United States people do too. Forgive me again about my camera. I will eventually put me a decent one on this little laptop. I'm hoping that my audio is not popping and cracking because I am sitting a little closer to try to keep my camera from zooming in and out, but it ain't working. Okay. This is above and beyond stupidity. How many times do you stick your finger in the fire before you figure out that it hurts? How many times do you walk out into a snowstorm when you realize you got to turn around and go get a coat on? You know, even a damned old cow will get out of the rain. But somehow or another, y'all expect us to buy into y'all's bullshit logic. No, it don't work that way for me. And I imagine most of the people that will listen to me or understand what's going on, I think Trump ought to have everybody in the government go through a health and fitness program, mental start with. Okay? If you cannot pass a basic mental exam of common sense things, you need to step the hell down and go to hell home. You've done raped and robbed enough coffers, the Social Security, whatever else you done set up. Okay? You're worth $100 million, my understanding. According to Google, your favorite search engine, Nancy. I find that really challenging for me. You're worth $100 million. How in the hell did you do that, Nancy? That's a good question, isn't it? Chuck, you're above and beyond your approach too on your bank account. The funny thing is about the internet, if you don't already know this, Hillary tried telling you this years ago. We're in an information war and we're losing. Yes, you the fuck are. Amen to all y'all. God bless all y'all. Because your day is coming. Your bricks is going to be knocked off from under your feet. Or in this case, the hangman's going to pull the latch here soon. You better make way and get the hell out of the way before it happens. If you're smart, there's some things that, like I said, I don't agree with that's going on in the background. I posted this yesterday. I think it was Sunday. This Fast B56. And I've done a little research and looking it up, and it's there. Okay. And I don't agree with it at all. It's taking one cartel out of power to put another one in and hide it from the American people. Okay. Through the Treasury Department. Always the money. Always the damn money. All right, y'all. I won't keep y'all long today, and I appreciate everybody that's been hitting me back. I've been trying to hit y'all back. I hope it's finally back and forth. I found some unforgiving spyware, and I got a pretty good idea. People can say whatever they want, and they can say if they can try to claim that I'm just making it up or this, that, and the other. I don't care. Okay. Um, I got this thing that I got to download from a CD um, that tracks IP addresses. And the last one I found on here, this IP address, um, the first place it went back to was Utah, which we know what that is. But then it started bouncing all over the world. Okay. I didn't know it was this popular. Um, but anyway, I won't get into a bunch of that. That's my own problem, my own issue, because it's my computer. One of these days, our data won't be so expensive for y'all. There's a lady out of Canada. I can't think of her daggone name right now. Billy Joyce turned me on to her. Real smart lady, real good at research. And she was talking about a way of screwing their algorithms up. And I'd made mention similar to this one time before. I think that everybody that makes videos or leaves any kind of comments, leave your normal comments, but put some kind of weird off-the-wall shit in there so that their algorithms, when it reads them, it don't know what to do with them. Okay? Keep the human being on the other end busy, so to speak. And here's me and my old lady. We've been playing games with the NSA ever since we found out. I think it was about 5 years ago that the NSA had the ability to track every phone call, text, video phone call, whatever. We play a game with them. We'll text and talk to each other a few seconds or whatever, get our point across on what we're wanting to say. Then me and her goes into a rant. Sometimes we start off, the yellow dog sat on the green chicken near the purple truck last week near the big oak tree that was cut down 14 years ago. Just imagine that garbled up bunch of shit with that guy sitting on the other end, that when it gets spit out to him from the algorithm, that he's got to sit there and read and decipher and figure out if we're sending code or not. The pink UFO landed on the yellow White House near the square office, not the oval. You understand what I'm trying to say, people? I think it's funny. But I get a kick out of Nancy and Chuck. It's like a comedy relief show. You listen to what they have to say, and you sit there and you wonder, do they actually believe half of what is coming out their mouth? Or is there an endoscopic tube run from their ass to their mouth, and somebody standing in the back there making their mouth move? Okay. Was listening to some of the stuff too about Trump and the FBI, and it's now dragging FISA. Okay. Here's what ain't making no sense to me, y'all. Y'all can give me your own comments and your own views on this, and everybody pretty much listens to me is pretty smart and intelligent people. They use common sense before they use sense common. Okay. All of this was known to be a no starter, also known to be totally illegal. Okay. How are they using and redacting now? This is what gets me. They're redacting stuff from an illegal document. How do you do that? How in the hell do you do that? Something's illegal and everybody knows it. But it's still being used as a piece of evidence. Shouldn't somebody up there on one of them seats of so-called power have enough common sense to say, okay, this has become found fraudulent. Most of the people that was involved in the beginning of this has been fired, retired, or disappeared. So how is it that it keeps moving through the so-called justice system? Now I'm using this so-called. This is no justice system. Like I said, I want to see Trump succeed and do the right thing and do everything he says he's going to do. The one lady sent me a thing on something 25, and I finally got to take a look at it last night. Something about the House 25. Hope that passes, because there's some things in it that's a benefit to us, we the people. Here's another thing too, Nancy and Chuck. If you ain't noticed, Trump's taking your circus, your wonderland, your big top away from you. You don't realize it. Okay? There's 100% of the government. He's done shut down 25% of it. There's only 75% left, Nancy. Chuck, do you not understand that the next 20 to 25% could be you all? Only thing I can do is give encouragement to Trump, and people can say what they want to say, but I pray for him every night for the hedge of protection over him and his family and the Patriots that's moving forward in the Lord's name, trying to do the right thing, getting this back into somewhat of an order. Okay? No, it's not going to ever go away, because I am a Bible believer. Okay? I may not produce myself as a so-called Christian, but the so-called Christian and the so-called religion is one of the four hidden dynasties that control the people. Take the Catholic Church, for instance. Follow the history back on that one. They've had so much power and so much ability to sway kings and queens in their early years. Okay? That they had the ability to start wars, end wars, fund wars, take money away from wars. These people and their religion is a bastard religion. It's an abomination against God. Pope running around saying he's the ambassador of God. He's God here on this earth. Well, Mr. Pope, when your cocksucking ass can walk on water, okay, and you do more for the people and humanity than you do for your religious church, then you might have somebody to say, okay, I could believe in you, but you've done none of this. I won't get into it too deep. I ain't gonna leave it. I ain't gonna do this too long. But anyway, main thing was Chuck and Nancy, walls don't work. Your Bureau of Justice statistics, 2,220,300 is incarcerated right now behind walls. They don't work, Nancy. They don't work, Chuck. And between 2009 to 2013, and this is Google statistics, one inmate escaped. 10.35 million worldwide prisoners, and every one of them's got a wall. Nancy, Chuck, peace to all y'all. I wish I could have made this more comical, but I have a hard time making fun of the retarded. Even though it's not even a challenge really no more for none of us to make fun of these people. We should be feeling sorry for them. The American Indians understood that crazy people was blessed by the gods, and they tried not to ever do nothing against these crazy people because they didn't know for sure what the crazy people might do back to them. Okay? The problem that we got, we are the so-called crazy people, and they're the so-called nation of the Indians, and we're not supposed to have say-so. Nancy, Chuck, get in your limousine, go home. That's all you're worth. Then you got all the Democratic Party out here running up and down the beach, celebrating. Trump's sitting there waiting on you. But anyway, like I said, the only thing right now that's got me up in arms about Trump, don't know for sure, because there's some legalese in the FASB 56 that's on record that it almost, how would you say it? It says one thing, but it acts like it means something else. That I'm not sure of. I'm still digging through some law books and some dictionaries trying to figure out the actual defining meaning of some of these ways that it's constructed, because that's all it means. Constructed law on a piece of paper, four corners, is no more than a magical spell. That's all law is. Okay? To prove it to everybody, you don't believe it, find you a big piece of white paper, whatever, Sharpie, magic marker, write on it LAW. Leave it laying somewhere you walk by all day long. See if that word ever jumps up off that page and smacks you in the head. I bet it don't. But we allow it to have the power over us. Some of it's respect, some of it's stupidity on our behalf. Because a lot of the so-called laws ain't laws, they're statutes and codes. And even the poor dumbass cops that's out here enforcing for the court, otherwise known as bank, if you actually get them to try to state the law, they'll state a code or a statute because they don't know the law. They ain't there for that. They'll also tell you that they're not there for your safety. Go ask one of them. Sorry about my camera. Like I said, 22 minutes. I'll get off here. I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a good, blessed day. And please, if y'all get a chance, pass this on to Chuck and Nancy, somebody. Because this is really stupid. I deal with common sense, not sense common. Later. Mouse up here. Ah.